contractor leaked his tax returns, leading to a 5-year prison sentence. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has the latest.
The Justice Department says its anti-weaponization fund will be controlled by a 5-member board appointed by the Attorney General. One of the members will be recommended by congressional leadership, but the president can remove any member for any reason. Officials say the $1,776 million fund will pay out claims to those who've experienced what they've called weaponization and lawfare. Democrats say it's a slush fund that could see money going to rioters who ransacked the U.S. Capitol on January 6th.
The payouts go further than originally thought as well. Here's KSL's legal analyst, Greg Skordas.
Yeah, it also not only includes people involved in the January 6th insurrection, but it also apparently would approve payouts to supporters in the Trump-Russia investigation and investigated and prosecuted some of his perceived adversaries. So this is shocking. This is shocking to me.
Democrats and government watchdogs are also pledging to fight the settlement, saying that it is corrupt and could lead to meritless claims of political persecution. A pilot was saved from a plane crash in a remote Nevada mountain range by a feature on his iPhone. KSL News Radio's Cameron Elliott joins me live with the details. Cameron?
Maria, it was about 10:30 yesterday morning when Elko County Sheriff's Lieutenant Doug Fisher says they received the iPhone crash notification that alerted them to the location of the pilot.
I can tell you that many of times they're false alarms, just somebody has dropped it. However, yesterday it was interesting because when we had the geolocation, the GPS location, it put us in the east, right in the middle of the East Humboldt Range, which not too many people would be in.
Fisher says it was a complex rescue operation due to the remote nature of the crash, but a helicopter was able to remove the pilot, who is currently in stable condition. Reporting live, Cameron Elliott, KSL News Radio.
The Salt Lake City International Airport is getting more than $6.5 million from the federal government to make the airport more family-friendly. KSL News Radio's Adam Small is live with more on what that'll look like. Adam?
Maria, the airport is planning to use this federal grant money to add more TSA checkpoint screening lanes. Brady Fredrickson is the director of planning and capital programming for the city's Department of Airports. He tells me this checkpoint expansion will also allow them to dedicate at least one lane for families with young kids, something they started testing last fall.
Anything we can do to enhance their experience and make it a little easier for them to get through the checkpoint, a little easier and more efficient, we'll do that.
Fredrickson says adding at least one family lane will also help all the other check lanes move more smoothly as well. He says we should see this expansion complete sometime within the next 2 years. Live, Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
Today is the official ribbon cutting for the new Springville High School campus, which will open this fall just in time for the next school year. School officials say the building is a significant upgrade to its 50-year-old predecessor, and alumni and community members are invited to tour it tonight at 6 o'clock. The old building is set for demolition next month. Other national stories KSL is following this hour. The prosecution will be allowed to use a weapon and a notebook as evidence in the trial of Luigi Mangione. But other items in Mangione's backpack will not be allowed. Here's ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer.
The judge is saying an inventory search, when law enforcement brings you to the station house or to the precinct and they're looking through your bag to do an inventory and they're taking photos, that was done properly. That doesn't require a warrant because it's one of those exceptions as well. We want to kind of make sure when people get arrested, they don't have bombs or guns inside of their belongings when they are getting processed. So things like the gun or the notebook or the photographs of the notebook, those are all coming in because those are a proper search procedure.
Mangione is facing murder and other charges in the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The House Oversight Committee will meet today with a key source in the Jeffrey Epstein case, a former prison guard who was on duty when he died.
The interview of Tova Noel, believed to be the last person to have seen Epstein before his death, comes amid renewed scrutiny of Epstein's suicide. Noel is alleged to have spent the hours ahead of Epstein's death scrolling on the internet, rather than performing the required head counts of prisoners in the unit where the disgraced sex offender was housed. Prosecutors in 2019 charged her and another prison guard with falsifying records to make it seem as if they did those required checks, and both ended up reaching a deal with prosecutors to have those charges dropped. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
First look traffic. Good afternoon, Ricky Meese.
Good afternoon, Maria. We do have some trouble in traffic. A couple of vehicles over to the right, mostly to the right, northbound I-15 at the I-215 North Interchange Junction. That right lane, it's a tight squeeze, and we're seeing some backups. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL News Time, 12:05.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979-3535.
Thank you for joining us for Utah's Noon News. Recapping our top story, the Department of Justice has announced the Anti-Weaponization Fund. It's part of the IRS's settlement with President Trump, who sued the administration for releasing his tax returns. It will give money to those who qualify as someone unfairly targeted by the U.S. government. KSL News Time, 12:06. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has released a rare look inside one of the Provo Missionary Training Centers, one of 11 around the world. Thousands of missionaries enter and train from weeks to months, depending on the language that they'll be learning.
It's always been a dream to serve in the Philippines, and so when I got my call, my whole family was just ecstatic, and I've actually got a family right next to my area that aren't members.
No way.
So it's going to be a good opportunity.
Over the weekend, the church announced 55 new missions, and it was only a few months ago the church announced young women can serve when they turn 18 years old. A BYU graduate has released a graphic novel about the true and difficult stories about missions of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Anna Wright's anthology, APOS, details stories of former missionaries dealing with mental health struggles and other challenges on their missions.
It's about the stories that might make people feel like they're alone or feel shame. But really, the intention of the book is to show that we were never alone.
The Harold B. Lee Library is working to add the anthology to its collection, and it is available at the Compass Gallery in Provo. A gas station in Smithfield has become a local hotspot for chicken tenders.
The Summit Creek Sinclair at Main and 200 North has been slinging tenders since it opened in the early 2000s. Founder Gary Anderson tells the Salt Lake Tribune he decided to start selling them because not every other store was, and he wanted to offer something different. The new owners continued the tradition, and now they sell about 250 pounds of chicken a day. It's so loved, the chicken has even made appearances at church gatherings, school activities, funerals, and weddings. Alexandria Bonilla, KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. Earn 4.24% on savings at uccu.com. Ricky, tell us about that trouble spot.
Well, the vehicles have just pulled away. Not sure if it was a crash or a disabled vehicle, but this was northbound I-15 at the I-215 junction. That's the North Interchange in North Salt Lake. It was either a trailer, mobile home, or an oversized load was on the right, but sticking out into that right lane. They had some help behind them. They have now pulled away. All lanes are open, so we should see this backup clear out pretty quickly on northbound I-15. Your Salt Lake County freeways all clear. In Utah County, we do have an accident. This is going to be westbound on SR 92, Timpanogos Highway at 6400 West. It's in the cleanup stages, but still blocking a right lane. The Good Feet store is supporting you with comfort no matter what the day brings. Find the location nearest you at goodfeet.com. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Beneficial rainfall this morning should be tapering off. I got a high of 56, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies this afternoon. I got 37 in the overnight, definitely chilly. Cover the garden if you have the more sensitive plants in the ground. 63 tomorrow, partly cloudy, dry skies 70 by Thursday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
And we still have a few showers hanging around the downtown area. Right now, it's mostly cloudy, though, and 46 degrees in Salt Lake City. Coming up on Utah's Noon News, we'll hear from Governor Spencer Cox as Habitat for Humanity kicks off a new project in Tooele. That's coming up, streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com and on the app for KSL News Radio. We are Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. I just can't believe how quickly the time flies. We are just a few weeks away from summer actually officially approaching. And you wouldn't believe it if you look at the weather today. But, you know, if you've been looking in the mirror, you're not happy with what you see, or you just want to do some things outside like bicycle or garden, and you're thinking, I really need to take off these extra pounds that I put on. And if you're tired of taking them off and just gaining back that weight over and over again, I want to tell you about Salt Lake City Fat Loss. This is a great program. I've been telling you about it for the past couple of years. It's allowed me to lose more than 40 pounds, and it's different than other programs because it not only educates you, but it gives you the resources necessary to keep the weight off. It's a doctor-developed program, 60 days. It's all natural, no injections or medications. You eat just regular food that you buy from the grocery store. And it also costs less than other programs because you don't have to pay for breakfast bars or meals or even for a nutritionist. My husband even lost more weight than me. Plus, they have a great app. It keeps you accountable. It allows you to ask questions at any time and gives you the resources that you need to keep the weight off. You can learn more at slcfatloss.com. That's slcfatloss.com. I've lost more than 40 pounds. Many of their clients lose up to a pound per day. slcfatloss.com.
Tim Jr. here from RGS Exteriors. And let's face it, it's time to update the look of your home's exterior. When was that thing built? In the 50s, 70s, 90s, the 2000s? Well, it's looking like it. Faded siding, drafty windows, leaky gutters. It's time to take action now. RGS Exteriors has been taking Utah homes from drab to fab for over 5 generations. We only use the highest quality materials like James Hardy siding and gutter topper gutter covers. You will be blown away by how much different and better and awesome your house can look. Your neighbors will be jealous, your home value will go up, and most of all, you're going to love it. Everything we do comes with our industry-leading 10-year everything guarantee, so you can sleep like a baby, knowing if anything goes wrong, you're 100% covered. For a free estimate on your gutters, windows, siding, or anything on your outside of your home, call RGS Exteriors at 801-280-3110 or visit us at rgsexteriorsutah.com. That's rgsexteriorsutah.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Traffic's rough. Your parking lot doesn't have to be. Keep it smoother than your summer playlist with GoPave Utah. GoPaveUtah.com. GoPaveUtah.com.
KSL News Time, 12:15. The 3 things you need to know this hour. First,
the Salt Lake City Council is now accepting applications for the vacant District 4 seat after finding its former occupant didn't live in the boundaries. I'm KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis.
Second, the Wild Horse Fire in Millard County is now 95% contained. Fire managers say they don't expect any more growth. Third, traffic and weather together, Ricky.
In Utah County, we do have a crash, and this is going to be SR 92 Timpanogos Highway, traveling westbound at 6400 West. That right lane is still blocked to traffic, but you can get around and no backup in the area. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Things will be drying out for the next couple of days, but definitely on the cool side. I'm Matt Johnson.
A few showers downtown, 46 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Time now for KSL's top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. A jury in Oakland, California has sided with OpenAI in a lawsuit from Elon Musk. ABC's Alex Stone reports.
It took the jury a very short amount of time to come back after listening to 3 weeks of testimony dismissing Elon Musk's lawsuit against OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. The jurors recommended to the judge the lawsuit be thrown. The jury finding the lawsuit was not filed in time under the statute of limitations. The judge agreed with the jury. In the case, Musk was claiming he was tricked into investing into OpenAI as a nonprofit when Musk claimed Altman intended to turn the company into a for-profit venture.
President Trump isn't accepting the parameters for a peace deal laid out by the Iranians. More from ABC's James Longman.
They want a cessation of hostilities on all fronts. That includes Israel's war in Lebanon against Hezbollah. They want to retain sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz. They want to keep being able to charge tankers a fee for passing through there, something the Americans are, of course, not going to accept. And they want to the blockade that the Americans have put on all their ports lifted too, as well as reparations and sanctions relief.
The president is planning a national security meeting tomorrow at the White House to discuss the matter. Earlier today, the president dropped his lawsuit against the IRS in exchange for the Justice Department creating a $1.7 billion fund aimed at paying out victims of so-called government weaponization. And ahead of the trial of Luigi Mangione, a judge now says a weapon and a notebook found when he was arrested will be admissible in court, though other items are not permitted. More from ABC's Peter Haralambous.
The judge is limiting some information, the actual items they took from his bag at the McDonald's, specifically the gun magazine, his cell phone, passport, wallet, and a computer chip. All of those are now off the table, according to this judge. So a little bit of a win for Mangione there. But overall, this is a pretty good ruling for prosecutors.
Mangione is set to stand trial in the murder case in September. You're listening to ABC News.
Time now for the KSL In-Depth. Over 100 volunteers, including Governor Spencer Cox, are spending the day in Tooele. They are working with Habitat for Humanity, preparing the landscape for 4 homes. Governor Spencer Cox says affordable housing is undeniably a big issue in Utah.
We want people to understand the housing crisis that we're facing in our state today. The truth is that only about 9% of renters in this state can afford a house. Most people who own a home right now could not buy that home if they wanted to, if they had to start over at current prices. Too many people are being priced out of the American dream, and we cannot have that. We cannot have a generation of Utahns who become adults and have families or don't have families because they don't have a home, and then end up as seniors with no equity, without ever holding real property. That is, in my mind, the true death of the American dream, and we're committed to making sure that that does not happen here in the state of Utah. I want to thank our legislators who are working so hard to make this happen, but especially I want to thank our mayors. I want to thank our city council members. I want to thank our planning commissions. I want to thank our county commissioners and county officials who are here with us as well today, right here in Tooele and throughout the state. It's impossible to do this without you. We have to have small lots. We have to have land that's available for this type of construction, and then to the nonprofits who are working so hard and so diligently and never get the credit that they deserve. Thank you, especially Habitat, for what you do, not just here in the state of Utah, but all over the country. This is truly what America and what Utah is about. It's about volunteers coming together to make life better for other people. That's what makes Utah so special.
The governor says projects like this, along with new homebuyer credits and nonprofit partnerships, are part of the solution to the growing problem. Let's get you up to date now with traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. Build smart, save big with construction loans at UCCU. Any residual backing out there, Ricky?
No, we're looking pretty good. Northbound I-15 going from Salt Lake into Davis counties. And the crash that we had in Utah County westbound, Timpanogos Highway SR92 at 64 West has just cleared. All lanes are open. Now, earlier in Utah County, we had a crash eastbound Highway 6 about 2 to 3 miles after the Highway 89 Thistle Junction. I'm not seeing any backups there, but there aren't any cameras active in the area, so I'm not sure it's been cleared. Keep an eye out for that. All of your Salt Lake County freeways are seeing good speeds and no problems. I-15 looks to be clear at this point, both directions between Ogden and Provo. No matter where life takes you, Cyprus Credit Union has the tools to help you plan your financial future. Start today at cypruscu.com. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast. Temperatures will be running a solid 20 degrees below the normal today. Look for a high of only 56 with dry skies by this afternoon. 63 tomorrow, partly cloudy. 70 on Wednesday. By Thursday, 73 partly cloudy skies. Keep it at partly cloudy and 75 on Friday. Saturday and Sunday, that's Memorial Day weekend, we're in the mid-80s. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Well, right now it's mostly cloudy in downtown Salt Lake City and 46 degrees, and the 7-day forecast is brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. Quick check of the markets at this hour, and it looks like even the Dow now has moved into negative territory. NASDAQ, the big loser, down more than 300 points. A complete update of your money news is coming up next.
There's no doubt about it. This is the time of year when we all start focusing on that perfectly grilled steak. Now, some of us are pretty good. Some of us are just okay at doing that ourselves in the backyard. If you're really looking for that perfection in steaks, it's Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. And now with Memorial Day just around the corner, a lot of graduation parties are going on, special events, birthdays, you name it. It's time for you to make that reservation at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Now, obviously, we talk about steaks and how wonderful they are there, but they have so much more. The seafood, the poultry dishes, the side dishes, the desserts, and it's served to perfection. We have two locations. There's Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Hotel Park City, and also Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in the heart of downtown Salt Lake City at 275 Southwest Temple. It's the perfect steak, and it's waiting for you now at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Do you know how to tell if a clogged drain is something to worry about or not? What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and I understand it's annoying and inconvenient, but sometimes a clogged drain can be a sign there's a more serious issue with your sewer main line. If the drains in the lowest level of your home aren't draining, or you flush a toilet and it comes up somewhere else like a shower or a floor drain, I'm urging you to look at this as more than just an annoyance. The last thing I want you to experience is a sewer backup. If you're a homeowner experiencing any of these issues, the first step would be to snake the line to see if it's just a blockage, which one of our drain techs can do for only $29. Yep, you heard that right. Any Hour Services will snake any drain line with normal access for only $29. Sinks, showers, tubs, toilets, floor drains, laundry drains, even that sewer main line that connects to the city. We'll snake any line for just $29. For help with your drain issues, call Any Hour Services at 801-443-7700. You can Google Any Hour Services. You can even schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Common Spirit Health. Hospitals, clinics, and caregivers all connected to advance healthcare in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Healthcare with human kindness is here. Hello, human kindness.
KSL News Time, 12:23.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body.
Shakira's hips don't lie, and neither do her tax documents. At least that's what a Spanish court has ruled. She has been acquitted in a tax fraud case and ordered the government to return the 55 million euros that she already paid in fines. Spanish authorities tried to argue that she was a resident but couldn't prove that she lived there longer than 163 days a year. Spain has also cracked down on soccer stars for tax evasion in recent years. Watching Utah's money, Chinese EVs are making their way to North America, but not here in the U.S., in Canada. The Canadian government is allowing 49,000 of the cars to be imported and sold. CNBC reports they are getting imported at a 6.1% tariff rate. Gas prices are still over $4 right now. AAA reports a national average at $4.51. It's more expensive here in Utah with an average price of $4.49 per gallon. Next, Era Energy is taking over Dominion, according to the Wall Street Journal. The deal creates a utility giant, and for the not-so-small price of $67 billion. Dominion shares were up more than 15% after that deal was announced. And taking a look at your money at this moment, the Dow right now down by 103 points, nearly 0.25%, sitting at 49,423. S&P is down by 46 points. The NASDAQ down by more than a full percent, down 301 points. The mention of artificial intelligence created tense moments recently at university commencements.
For Gen Z graduates, AI anxiety may be reaching a boiling point.
It was the architects of artificial intelligence. Interesting.
The former CEO of Google was booed multiple times while discussing artificial intelligence during a commencement speech at the University of Arizona this weekend.
Artificial intelligence is the next industrial revolution.
And at this commencement speech at the University of Central Florida, a real estate executive was booed for mentioning AI.
That is ABC's Sophie Flay reporting.
Serenity now! Serenity now!
Are you okay?
Okay. Gas is up. Groceries are up. Everything up, up, up.
Not at Strong Volkswagen.
Strong Volkswagen.
Yeah, purchase any vehicle with a dime. One dime down.
What is the deal with dimes?
One dime down. Plus, oil changes at just $59.95 at Strong Volkswagen.
Just $59.95?
Or lease a new 2026 Jetta S. Just $235 a month. $235.
Fun fact, new Jetta get up to 42 mpg.
Even new all-wheel drive Atlas. Just $432 a month. $432.
And you get a lifetime warranty. Lifetime. But my own mother won't loan me money.
You're not getting the money! It's okay. If you got a job and a dime, you ride, mister.
This is great. I'm back, baby, during Volkswagen Driver Days.
At Strong Volkswagen. For over 70 years, Strong Volkswagen.
Located downtown.
StrongVW.com.
StrongVW.com. For details, call 801-596-2200.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
911, tell me exactly what happened.
My son and his wife and their 2 children haven't responded.
Susan Powell disappeared on a snowy morning in 2009.
And I said, Josh, where are you? You need to get home.
And her husband will never be held accountable.
Your wife is missing, Josh.
Yeah, but
And you want to think about it for a couple of days?
I'd had this overwhelming feeling that he had done something to her already.
I'm Dave Cawley, host of the podcast Cold.
Then he starts making phone calls to Susan's phone.
Hello, Susan. We are on our way back.
It's the deepest of deep dives into this tragic tale of abuse.
Where was Josh when Susan disappeared?
I don't know. Of one mother's desperate attempt to escape.
This is me, covering all my bases.
Help prevent it from happening again.
Our focus has and continues to be finding Susan.
Listen and learn by following Cold wherever you get your podcasts.
Traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Let's get the latest. Here's Ricky Meese.
We are back to a crash-free noontime drive on the Valley freeways and our main secondaries. Overall, good speeds throughout. I am seeing traffic backed up in the Ogden area, and this is going to be Washington Boulevard by 40th Street at that intersection. A lot of that is just the traffic light holding traffic. Otherwise, all clear. A small crash downtown in the cleanup stages at North Temple and 6th West. Arctic Spas, hot tubs, and swim spas with stores in Salt Lake, American Fork, and St. George. Perimeter heat lock insulation with free heat. The only spa built for Utah's harsh climate. ArcticSpasUtah.com. Ricky Meeson, the KSL Traffic Center.
Some morning showers will give way to dry skies. Look for a high of 56 today, partly to mostly cloudy skies this afternoon. Overnight, chilly, 37 degrees in Salt Lake, but many surrounding areas flirting with the freezing mark. Cover the garden if you can. 63 tomorrow, partly cloudy skies for your Tuesday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Mostly cloudy, 46 downtown.
You're listening to Utah's Noon News with Maria Shilaos
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
Good afternoon. KSL News Time, 12:30. KSL's top story this hour. We are now getting a peek at what the data center in Box Elder County will look like as the architecture studio behind the project shares its renderings. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson is live with details. Heather?
Maria, O'Leary Digital shared renderings exclusively with architectural publication Dezeen. They show 6 data center clusters with 60 buildings total. They also show 2-story office buildings with large glass panels along the front with views of the mountains from behind. On the south side of the property, there are 3,000 acres of solar panels. They also note they'll be using natural gas and battery energy storage systems to generate at least 1 gigawatt of the power of the 7.5 they're proposing to use. On the north side, they're calling it Downtown Wonder Valley. It'll be a mixed-use district with amenities to support the data center workers. The plans also note they're planning to put in a 1,000-foot buffer between their campus and nearby properties. Reporting live, Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
A new water rights application has been filed related to the proposed data center. The application was filed at the end of last month and asks for about 11 acre-feet of water a year to use for power for Wonder Valley, Utah. In the application to the Division of Water Rights, they say that any water discharged during flushing of their closed-loop cooling system will return to the natural hydrologic system and ultimately to the Great Salt Lake. A new study says Salt Lake City is now one of the toughest places in the country for recent college graduates trying to start their careers. KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera shares why experts say the challenge goes beyond just finding a job.
The study from ADP Research ranks Salt Lake City dead last among major metro areas for recent college graduates, looking at hiring, wages, and cost of living. Economists say Utah's economy is still growing, but job growth has slowed and housing costs continue to outpace wages for many younger workers. Financial advisor Jerica Espinoza says young people shouldn't view those delays as failure.
Just because you have a delayed timeline of getting into a house, getting into a job, getting into a family, whatever that looks like, deeming themselves as failure, and that's just not the case.
Experts say the concern long-term is younger Utahns feel priced out or forced to look elsewhere for opportunity. Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
The Salt Lake City Council is now accepting applications for a vacant district seat. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis has the latest.
The council has until June 11th to select someone to fill the spot left by Eva Lopez Chavez. The former councilwoman was forced to vacate her seat after it was discovered she was not living in the district she represented. To be considered, the applicant has to be a registered voter and live in District 4 for the last year. The application is on the Salt Lake City website and will need to be printed out and turned into the city recorder's office.
Applications are open until June 1st at 5 p.m. The council will start interviews on June 9th, where they could interview, choose, then swear in a new member all on the same night. The member will then serve for the remainder of the term. A Utah attorney saved someone's life in court mid-hearing. Matt Johnson sprung into action when his client's opposing attorney collapsed. Johnson began CPR, which he says he learned how to do 45 years ago in Boy Scouts and had never done before. Doctors told Winterton that the CPR was the only thing that kept him alive. The Wild Horse Fire in Millard County is now 95% contained. Fire managers say it has reached more than 7,000 acres, but they don't expect any more growth. The wind-fueled blaze started Wednesday afternoon after lightning struck in the area. A large fire at a city park in St. George is believed to have been human-caused. It was near the Dixie Convention Center and burned about 2 acres. Some witnesses say it shot smoke and flames hundreds of feet in the air. A freeway off-ramp nearby was closed out of caution. No one was injured. No buildings were damaged. KSL's top national stories. A jury in California has ruled against Elon Musk, who sued OpenAI for $130 billion. The jury says Musk dragged his feet when filing the lawsuit and took too long. ABC's Alex Stone has more.
Basically, the jury and judge found Elon Musk waited too long to file his lawsuit against OpenAI's co-founder Sam Altman. The 9-person jury in Oakland deliberated for only 2 hours after a 3-week-long trial, finding that Musk missed the statute of limitations, so the case could not move forward. Musk was accusing OpenAI and its top executives of betraying a shared vision for OpenAI as a nonprofit. Musk argued that Sam Altman all along planned to turn it into a for-profit company. Musk's team vows it could appeal. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Other national stories KSL is following. An avalanche of bad press has forced a cryptocurrency-related business to shut down.
Can I talk to you for a second?
In the corner of a Texas gas station, police find an 85-year-old woman on her phone and feeding thousands of dollars into a Bitcoin ATM.
Let me talk to who you're talking to on the bank.
I'm in danger.
Okay, stop putting money in there.
Around 10,000 people, many older, fall victim to similar scams every year. Now the company that boasts the largest network of Bitcoin ATMs in the world says it's being forced to shut down because of strict regulation and even bans on its machines in some states. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Time for First Look Traffic. Ricky Meese, any trouble spots?
We have one. A couple of vehicles have moved out of traffic northbound I-15 by the Bangerter Highway exit in Draper. Not seeing any backups from it. In fact, all of the Valley Freeway traffic is moving right along. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL News Time, 12:35.
This Friday from 10 to 1, the movie show comes to Sound Sleep. But first, take time to learn about a better night's rest. Sound Sleep delivers oral appliance therapy that treats sleep apnea without the use of CPAP machines. They're professionally fit, warranted, and covered by most major medical insurance. End the days of a poor night's sleep. With offices from Clearfield to St. George, Sound Sleep will help. Call Sound Sleep at 801-716-8672 today.
When you need a new water heater, you need it right now.
Yep, can't wait on that.
When you need a new furnace or a new air conditioner come the summertime, you need it right now. So Superior Water and Air has a wonderful program where they can help you with financing. If you need it, get it today and pay it off when you get your tax refund or just over time.
And that's one of the great things is they have multiple financing options. It's not just one, okay, you've got to do it this way. It's, you can wait till just after your tax refund. Well, what if you need no payments until later in the year?
Yeah.
They can work with you like that because, look, they want to help you get you back on your feet with the thing that doesn't work that you got to use.
Yeah.
And they'll just work with your situation. What a great way to do it.
I loved introducing you to my friends at Superior because they're just great people. And when you invite somebody into your home, you want to feel good about them.
Yeah, and they're so customer-centric. That was what really impressed me was they wanted to work with me and my family, whatever needs we might have.
Right. They want your home to be safe and clean. Superior Water and Air. Here's the number, 801-872-8483, or go to superiorwaterandair.com.
Thank you for joining us for Utah's Noon News, recapping our top story. We're getting a closer look at what the proposed data center in Box Elder County will look like after renderings of the building were shared with an agriculture magazine. KSL News Time, 12:38. The NBA Combine wrapped up over the weekend, and the Utah Jazz were scoping it out since they have the second overall pick. Former BYU star A.J. DeBonsa is a prospect, and he spoke to ESPN.
What parts of your game are underrated that you're looking forward to kind of showcasing in the league?
Just my passing ability. When I get double teamed, I think I can find an open guy. My defensive ability is being a willing defender, getting a passing lane, get a little bit more blocks, a little bit more steals, and just be active on the defensive end.
You obviously could go number one. Why should they pick you?
Like I said, I'm super versatile. I think I can bring a lot to the team on and off the court. I think I play the game the right way, but I'm exciting, and I fill seats.
Former Kansas Jayhawk Darren Peterson is also a top prospect and could be a target for the Jazz. The NBA draft starts on June 23rd, and we will have full coverage. Youth coaches of the Utah Jazz are offering kids the chance to train like an NBA player. In their new Youth Skills Lab, kids will test their speed and agility through combined testing, which is used to evaluate prospects in the NBA. Now, this includes drills such as standing vertical jump, and lane agility.
It's just a new way to experience basketball.
right? And it's not only basketball. The drills that we're doing can translate to hockey, right? If they're into hockey or baseball or any sport they want to do.
That was Nate Martinez with Utah Jazz Youth. Coaches will keep track of the kids' stats so that kids have a chance to measure their improvement and how they stack up against a professional player. The one and only Shaquille O'Neal graduated from Louisiana State University this weekend with his master's degree. He used that moment to take a jab at his frenemy, Charles Barkley.
Shaquille, I hate Charles Barkley O'Neal.
He attended LSU back in the 90s, playing for the Tigers from 1989 to 1992 before he was drafted to the NBA as the number 1 overall pick. Traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. Earn 4.24% on savings at UCCU.com. Here's Ricky Neese.
We have a report of a new crash in Utah County at I-15 near Main Street American Fork, and they're saying it's on the northbound side. I think it might be on the southbound side. I'm kind of waiting to get a better look at this crash. Right now, UHP has stopped all traffic from moving, and there is one vehicle that is over to the right shoulder. Once they clear the debris from the road, they'll start to let traffic move again on I-15 in American Fork. So you do have a couple of minutes of delays there that you want to just be aware of. Also, a couple of vehicles out of traffic on the northbound side of I-15 in Draper. It's in the Gore area between the main flow and the Bangerter Highway exit, not causing any kind of problem. And the little bit of backup that we had from that just earlier has all cleared. In fact, we have good speeds on all of your Salt Lake County freeways. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Monday morning rain showers should taper off. I've got a high of 56 today, partly to mostly cloudy skies. 37 overnight, mostly clear, chilly. We'll go to 63 tomorrow, partly cloudy skies. Hey, by Wednesday, mostly sunny and a high of 70. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
And it's mostly cloudy, 48 degrees in downtown Salt Lake City. Coming up on Utah's Noon News, we'll learn about a possible new way to get from Moab to Arches National Park. That's coming up, streaming live at KSLNewsRadio.com and on the app for KSL News Radio. We are Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Jeff Kaplan here. Got to tell you, the paint job looked great. And our friend Sue couldn't say enough good things about CertaPro painters. They were professional, zero drama. They cleaned up. The house looks amazing. And if you need your house painted, you should know that CertaPro makes it a worry-free experience, and they do it at the right price. CertaPro Painters has 70,000 five-star reviews. Local trusted professionals. Get a detailed free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots.
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort.
Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
KSL News Time 1245. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
the Salt Lake City International Airport is planning to add more lanes to the TSA screening area, including one that'll be dedicated for families with young kids. I'm KSL News Radio's Adam Small.
Second, a man was saved after a plane crash thanks to his phone. It sent crash notifications to the Elko County Sheriff's Office detailing his location in a remote area of Elko, Nevada. Third, traffic and weather together, Ricky.
A crash in Utah County, northbound I-15 prior to Pioneer Crossing, American Fork. It's now moved out of traffic. And all the traffic that was being held back in order for UHP to clear the freeway of debris, that's been moved out of traffic and it's starting to move again, but we do have residual slowdowns. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
A nice little drink of water from our latest storm, but the temperatures remain cool. I'm Matt Johnson.
Mostly cloudy, 48 degrees at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Time now for KSL's top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. In a unanimous decision, a jury in California has tossed out Elon Musk's lawsuit against Sam Altman. The reason?
Basically, the jury and judge found Elon Musk waited too long to file his lawsuit against OpenAI's co-founder Sam Altman. The 9-person jury in Oakland deliberated for only 2 hours after a 3-week-long trial, finding that Musk missed the statute of limitations, so the case could not move forward. Musk was accusing OpenAI and its top executives of betraying a shared vision for OpenAI as a nonprofit. Musk argued that Sam Altman all along planned to turn it into a for-profit company. Musk's team vows it could appeal. Alex Stone, ABC News.
To the Ebola outbreak, where Dr. Satish Patai of the CDC now says,
I can now confirm that there is one case of Ebola in an American who was exposed as part of their work in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
That American now transferred to Germany. This is ABC News.
Time now for the KSL In-Depth. Before the end of the year, folks who want to visit Arches National Park will have a new option for transportation. The Utah Transportation Commission has approved $1 million toward a new shuttle connecting downtown Moab to the park. Grand County Commissioner Brian Martinez tells me it's an exciting investment in the park's future.
So what we're looking for is a shuttle system into Arches National Park. We've identified some federal funding that's through the Centennial program that requires a 50% match. So the idea is that the federal government will put up 50% of the cost. The state of Utah is coming in with $1 million, and we are going tomorrow to the Grand County Commission to put in for a $500,000 match as well.
Describe for us how this is really going to change the park experience.
Yeah. So one of the concerns that we have in Arches National Park has been crowding. And what I've said all along is we don't have a people problem in Arches. We have a vehicle problem. So we have too many vehicles and not enough parking spaces. And so what this system will do will take some of that congestion away or relieve some of that congestion. So let's say, that there's, quite a few people in the park. Well, you can go ahead and hop on the shuttle and take a shuttle on into Arches and go visit all of the great attractions. Or also, if you're a person who needs to drive into the park, now that there's more folks driving in on a shuttle or utilizing the shuttle, that'll also free up more parking spaces inside the park as well. So all users get a better experience.
Yeah, and increases access, right? Because you've had times when you've had to just stop people from coming in.
Absolutely. So this is the way that we can, just like you said, increase access, right? And still be able to address a solution to the problem that we're having inside the park of that congestion.
So will you have like a park and ride lot that people will catch the shuttle, or how is that going to work?
And so we're still coming up with all of those details right now with the National Park Service in the agreement. So the first step was to form an agreement. The second step will be to actually fund that agreement. And then the third step will be coming up with all of the details. Currently, what I'm proposing right now is actually certain stops on downtown Moab so that folks could actually just leave their cars at their hotels, walk down to the bus stop, get on a bus, and then take that right into Arches National Park. solving another problem downtown, which is the congestion that we have on Main Street right there.
How soon do you hope this can become a reality?
So that's the beauty of this. This funding from the federal government is available for this fiscal year. And so we would like to see, and we will need to have it done by early September to make sure that we're honoring the funding that's being provided. So it's for fiscal year 2026 right there.
Okay. Anything that you'd like to add about this?
Oh, just that we're really excited. Anytime that you can help the park, help the visitor, and help the economy of Grand County, I just think it's a win-win-win for all people.
And that is Grand County Commissioner Brian Martinez telling us about a new shuttle system planned for Arches National Park. Traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. Build smart, save big with construction loans at UCCU. What's happening, Ricky?
A crash in Utah County northbound I-15 prior to Pioneer Crossing, American Fork, now out of traffic on the shoulder. And the backups that it caused going through American Fork, those are starting to thin out and ease with all lanes of travel open. All of your Salt Lake County freeways and main secondaries are in good shape. No problems reported on I-15 in Davis and Weber County, but in Weber County, we've had some big backups at 40th Street on both Harrison Boulevard and Washington Boulevard, so those intersections are pretty packed in. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast. We are keeping it cool today, folks. After some morning showers, we'll clear. Look for a high of 56, partly to mostly cloudy skies. 63 tomorrow, partly cloudy, mostly sunny, and 70 by Wednesday. Thursday, we keep climbing, 73, partly cloudy. Mixture of sunshine and clouds as we head into Friday with a beautiful high of 75. Hey, into Memorial Day weekend, we're looking real good. 83 on Saturday. Sunday dry, 86. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Mostly cloudy in downtown Salt Lake City and 48 degrees. This 7-day forecast is brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. Quick check of the markets. Dow losing more ground in the past half hour. A complete update of your money news is coming up next.
Hey, it's Brian with Olson's Greenhouse. In today's busy world, your home should be your sanctuary. A peaceful retreat where you can unwind, breathe deeply, and recharge. And what better way to create that haven than with flowers? A pop of color in your flower beds, a cheerful container garden by the front door, or a lush patio filled with vibrant blooms can transform any space into a personal oasis. Flowers don't just brighten up your home, they lift your spirits too. Research even shows that surrounding yourself with plants can reduce stress and boost happiness. At Olson's Greenhouse, we grow premium quality plants that make it easy to bring beauty and joy into your life. Whether you prefer bold, eye-catching colors or soft, soothing pastels, we have the perfect flowers to complement your space. And with locally grown plants, you know they're ready to thrive. This spring, create a sanctuary of color and comfort with flowers from Olson's Greenhouse. Find us on Instagram at Olson's Greenhouse Gardens or go to OGG.com to find a retailer near you. That's OGG.com for Olson's Greenhouse Gardens.
Since 1947, Whipple Service Champions has been Utah's most trusted name for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. Got a high-priced repair bill from another company and you're just not sure about it? Call Whipple. Get a free, no-pressure estimate or bring us their quote for an honest second opinion. Totally free. Whipple Service Champions, Utah's first place for second opinions since 1947. Call 385-273-7167 for your free estimate today. 385-273-7167.
The Children's Center Utah provides a unique service in our communities by meeting the needs of very young children and their caregivers. Here's a Little Minds, Big Hope message from Dr. Kyle Smith, the Children's Center Utah's child and adolescent psychiatrist during May's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Did you know that extreme separation anxiety can be more than just a phase? For some children, it may be a sign of deeper stress or them being overwhelmed by their emotions. Find out more at childrencenterutah.org.
Let me ask you a question. You have a best friend? How big would it shock you if somebody told you that your best friend just killed somebody?
911, what's your emergency? Someone on the other line said they kidnapped my son and they're demanding $500,000.
I've asked myself so many times, what in the world happened?
Ransom is available now. Listen at ransompodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
KSL News Time, 12:54. A woman on her own path to history. 21-year-old Michaela Sposito is the first woman to represent the United States in a global welding competition.
Being the first female to do it is very cool, and I think very inspirational for many women in the trades who have possibly struggled with being a woman in the trade.
The World Skills Competition is the Olympics of the skilled trades, with medals offered in categories from carpentry and plumbing to robotics. Watching Utah's Money, there is too much bourbon in the world. It has the Jim Beam Distillery on a break until next year. It started back in January. Wall Street Journal says it's because more people are offering, or are sober curious, I should say. Everything is more expensive and drinkers are cutting back on calories. The best way to get into a house might be to build it yourself. Realtor.com reports a newly built home may cost more upfront, but will be better for your wallet in the long haul. Newer properties require less maintenance and use less energy. The hantavirus infected ship and multiple norovirus outbreaks aren't changing how people feel about cruises. CruiseCompete.com says it booked 31.7% more cabins in the first 2 months of May than it did last year. And taking a look at your money at this moment, the Dow is down by 121 points. That's about 0.25%, sitting at 49,401. S&P down by 53. The NASDAQ down by more than 1.25%, down 348 points. Eurovision 26 was this weekend, and for the first time ever, Bulgaria went home with the crown.
Welcome to the I'm the bangarang.
And that's the song from the winner, Dara. She says Bangaranga represents your higher self stepping forward, and it was inspired by an ancient Bulgarian ritual used to scare away evil. It's the first time Bulgaria entered the contest in the last 3 years because of the high price tag.
My friend Joey means well.
Always remember that the early bird gathers no moss.
But he gets a little confused.
You know, you can't make a silk purse out of a wooden nickel.
Like Joey, many of us can be confused when it comes time to plan for retirement. When to take Social Security, how to use that 401k, what about the stock market, taxes, and Medicare? Todd Kim at Galileo Wealth Management can help to simplify retirement planning. His goal is to have you walk into retirement with confidence, not worry, and to address the number one concern among retirees today, the fear of running out of money. Call Galileo Wealth today for a no-cost, no-obligation meeting to talk about the details of your retirement. 385-247-7000. It's 385-247-7000 or online, GalileoWealth.com. And remember,
one man's trash is thicker than water. Of course, water's not thick at all. It's watery.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to you at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Getting help with plumbing repairs is easier than you think. All you have to do is call Any Hour Services or schedule an appointment at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Looking for the perfect Yellowstone getaway? Enter now for your chance to win an unforgettable stay at Three Bear Lodge in West Yellowstone. One lucky winner will enjoy 3 nights lodging for up to 4 people, breakfast for 4, plus 4 tickets to the Grizzly and Wolf Discovery Center, and even a souvenir to remember the trip. From wildlife sightings to unforgettable family memories, this is the ultimate summer adventure. Head to KSL.com/win and enter now.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
In Utah County, the northbound I-15 slowdowns from Pleasant Grove into American Fork have cleared. They were caused by the accident prior to Pioneer Crossing. That's no longer a factor. It's out of traffic. All lanes are open. All of your Salt Lake County freeways seeing a clear drive. A healthy smile means a healthier life. If you don't have a dentist, visit yoursmileutah.org for more information on community dental services. Your smile matters. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
And today is the best chance for showers, about a 60% chance of showers, but those showers are starting to clear. Tomorrow, no chance of showers, the high up to 63, so a little bit warmer, but we are looking at 80s for your Memorial Day weekend. Right now, 48 downtown.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
1 o'clock at KSL News Radio, I'm Becky Bruce. KSL's top story this hour. A pilot who crashed in a remote region of Nevada's East Humboldt Mountains was saved after his iPhone sent an alert to rescuers. Elko County Sheriff's Lieutenant Doug Fisher says most of the time those iPhone alerts are false alarms, but when this one came from such a remote spot, they knew it was different.
We got a break in the middle of the afternoon where we were able to get a helicopter up to that elevation and extract the people off the mountain.
The pilot was brought down safely and is being treated at the hospital. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. The DOJ has announced an anti-weaponization fund to compensate people who claim to have been victimized by the government after President Trump agreed to drop his lawsuit against the IRS.
They released an order from the acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, which would establish this fund, but they leave out some of the details that would have been in this settlement agreement. They reference a settlement agreement that they have. That agreement hasn't been posted yet, but according to our reporting, the settlement agreement would give Trump the power to fire members of a commission who would oversee the fund, and it would be shrouded in secrecy. The fund would not need to disclose how they're making decisions, who they are awarding the money to.
That's ABC's Karen Folder. Your money at this moment. The Dow is down 152 points at this hour. S&P 500 and NASDAQ also in negative territory. The Wild Horse Fire in Millard County is now 95% contained. Fire managers say they think it's done growing. Coming up, we're done with the rain, but not necessarily the chill. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time 101.
A reminder about the simplest way to get updated for your day.
Hit your KSL preset when you jump in the car, and we'll take care of the rest.
Hear key news updates and traffic reports.
Andy and Amanda from 5 to 9 in your car.
KSL News Radio at 102.7 FM.
I'm really interested to hear about how your parents talk to you at home, and how do you think they can kind of break through to you?
It's just to talk about it. It's just seriously it's going to be awkward at first. But if you keep repeating it over and over again, it's just going to feel natural.
Keep going, and soon we'll just be able to talk about it.
Talking about mental health with your teens is the power of we in action. Visit intermountainhealth.org/teen mental health.
You get vehicles that are not watching or trying to push it too closely.
Don't let your summer vacation memories take a detour.
Their little split decisions can change people's lives.
KSL breaks down Utah's 5 deadliest stretches of road, the fatal mistakes causing crashes, and safety projects designed to prevent them.
Anything we can do to cut down on those crossover crashes.
Watch Safety Solutions, Utah's Deadliest Roads, tonight at 10 on KSL 5 News.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Earn 4.24% on savings at UCCU.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
We've got traffic stacked up and backed up on the exit ramp from southbound I-15 at Center Street in Provo. It has been reaching onto the main flow in that right lane. If you're headed southbound I-15 from Orem to Provo, you can expect to see delays in that area. No matter the weather, your feet can feel fantastic. Find the Good Feet location nearest you at goodfeet.com. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Partly cloudy, 56 degrees this afternoon. Tonight's low will be brisk in the mid-30s. And by tomorrow afternoon, though, we'll be back in a low 60 range. Right now, you've got some mist out there in places, 48 degrees here in Salt Lake City. I'm Becky Bruce from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at KSLNewsRadio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Millard.
Alex, that's a great way to get your kids off social media.
And Alex Curie.
Yeah, my real goal with the new social media stuff is to show up in my kids' feed.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
Welcome to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Curie. Alex, let's kick things off with our three things.
I told you I gotta get.
You're right. I was supposed to spin my wheels for a second.
I gotta get the thing ready here because I'm not.
Listen.
I'm not very prepared all the time. No. Now I'm ready. Are you ready?
Now you're ready? Yeah. Hit the three things.
I guess normally we chew the fat a little bit because I wanted to see what your weekend was like.
I just said zero patience with you today.
I know, and that's fine. Let's jump into the three things. Let's get things going the right way.
Your top trending stories happening right now.